It's pretty good.
I mean, honestly, like it's already so it's already on Peacock. Yeah, yeah, it's
Really?
on Peacock.
I
Right
got
now.
Peacock.
But I was like, hey,
I
you know
got
what? I'm like, let's do this real quick, like
yeah, yeah,
just
but
for
you
the
know what? In theater
experience.
though, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. Like it's just a little bit. You know what I saw in theater just recently? Oh, and the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, the
they
30th
like sent it
anniversary.
back out.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Dude, we watched it in D-Box. It's
is it
so
good?
good.
Oh man,
Like it's the way to it's kind of the way to watch it. You feel like you're Jack Skeleton, bro. You're like,
am I going through
am
this
I
door
the
right now? Can I feel this?
Yeah.
I'm on the sleigh right now.
Did
I
I
can
just
feel
get
it.
blown? I feel like I got blown out of the sky, dude. I was
I can't
like,
remember which one. I remember we went and watched the 3D version a
oh,
long
okay.
time ago
Yeah.
because like they had
Was it
re-released
good?
it but in 3D, so we went and
Uh-huh.
watched it.
Mm-hmm. I think they had it in 3D too. I don't know if they do like D-Box and 3D. That might be too much where you're shaking around
Yeah,
and 3D might throw up. I was pretty close to throwing up, but in a good way though. It's like, oh, this is a good, it's a good throw up.
good throw.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, okay. So I guess we're gonna start with Oron, and then we'll do
Oh,
fruit.
okay.
All right,
Fruits
fruit.
basket.
All
Cool.
right. All right.
Cool.
Get it all out of it.
Okay, let me do it.
All right.
Let me. I
No,
gotta
no,
get.
like,
I gotta find my. Sibilance, structure, sound, sense. Got it, dude. I'm
got it.
perfect.
Perfect. All right. And
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, and go. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on Anime Me Podcast. It's me, Joe Angel, with my co-host Salvador. And once again, we are
So,
here to bring you some nice anime.
super nice, dude. Like, I feel like my heart is all warm and fuzzy.
Oh yeah. After our spooky month, I thought we should get some lighthearted, happy stuff going just to help relieve
Yeah,
that spookiness.
yeah. Lighten it up a little bit.
Lighten it up. And what better way to light it up than with some shoujo anime, guys? And as we explained last week on our Sailor Moon episode, shoujo is just like more demographic towards the girl side. All girl
Okay.
stuff. Girl power.
You know, you didn't tell me. You just sent this to me, and I was like, this is a little different, and I didn't know what to expect, but I was like, this is not like anything we've watched
no,
so far.
not like it's not like all the fighting stuff we watch, not all the spooky stuff. It's the more
Uh-huh,
shoujo,
uh-huh.
more kind of like romance, slice of life type of stuff. There's still some that are
Hmm.
like, like Sailor Moon was kind of like it was shoujo, but it was more of like that crime fighter style, the Power Ranger type stuff.
Yeah, there's some powers, and you know what? This one has some mystical powers in it too. So
Oh,
not
yeah,
completely.
not completely out the way.
All right, what's the name of this podcast? I mean, this anime that we're watching.
So the name of this
I can't because I
anime,
couldn't.
yeah, the one we're starting off with is Fruits Baskets, and it's not about fruit at all.
It's I have questions because I don't know I don't know what this title means at all for what I just watched. But let me give a real quick. Can I get a real quick
Yeah, you can get
synopsis?
rid of because I do actually have an explanation for the title.
Oh, okay, good. Because I'm gonna need it right now off the top after this.
All right, go for it.
Let me see here. Help me with the name. Toru?
Toru, yeah, Toru, yeah.
Toru? Toru? Okay, Toru goes from living in a tent to rooming with the mysterious boys of the Soma clan. But she'll soon find out that they have a shocking family secret.
Dun dun
Boom.
dun.
A cliffhanger.
Cliff hanging, and it did it on a cliffhanger.
Uh, okay, by the way, let's not brush over the fact that this young girl is living in a tent in the forest. We'll get back to that.
Yeah, we'll get back to that. All right, so
I
title,
mean,
Fruits Basket.
okay,
So, upon my research and
is it
delving
fruit?
into this,
Is it, hold on, is it fruits baskets or fruits basket or fruit baskets?
fruits plural,
Fruit.
basket singular. Fruits basket.
Now I'm even more confused.
Yeah. All right. So the title, Fruits Basket, is actually, I found out, is a kids game. It's a
Okay.
it's an actual like kids game. Think of it when so basically like you get like a big group and you assign everybody a fruit. So think of kind of like
Uh-huh.
a combination of duck, I guess for the American side, a combination of Duck Duck Goose and musical
Mm-hmm.
chairs. Because you get everybody in a big group in a chair. You have one person who's it, and then that
Uh-huh.
person shouts out a fruit. So, like, say they shout out like strawberries. Everybody
Uh-huh.
whose a fruit is strawberries has to get up and run to an open seat that they haven't sat in before. While at the same time, the person who is it has to grab a seat themselves, and whoever's left, it goes around and around. But yeah,
Okay.
it's an actual
I
game.
did that. I did that thing, Joe Angel, where you're playing a new game and someone tells you all the instructions to it, and you're
Skip,
like,
skip,
You know
skip.
what? I'll
I'll
just,
skip. I'll figure it out.
I'll, I'll, fi- I'll figure it out when we get there. I've gone cross-eyed. I'm not listening to you. I'm texting. Just explain it to me again. Okay. Well, then just give me. You don't get to choose what fruit you are. You're just given the fruit.
There's like different variations. I think it just depends on how many people you have. If you have like
Okay. Well, I called it
if
apple.
you have like a small amount, you could pick your own fruit. But if there's like a bigger group, you kind of assign people. Or wait, hang on. I think it
Well,
might be
hey,
the
I
opposite.
got
If it's a bigger group, they can pick their own. But if it's a small group, you assign it. Yeah, that way.
Okay, well, here you go, Joe Angel. If you were a fruit, what would you be?
If I was a fruit, what would I be? Let's see.
I already got an answer, dude.
I think I
I'm
would
just kidding. I
be
don't
an apple.
know. Dude, you just stole that from me, bro. Okay, I just said that. All right, let's go
All
on.
right.
Okay, fruits. You know what? I think I kind of I'm trying to connect the dots on what I just watched and your explanation of
Yeah.
this game, and I have no connection. But we'll move on,
Ooh.
dude. She's living in. Well, actually, you know what? She would be a step up. Toru, our protagonist, would be a step up if she was living in a van down by a river, but she's living in a tent in the
In the
forest,
forest. She's the
and she's
epitome
got that
of
bad boy.
all our grandparents telling us they used to walk to school 5 miles in the snow because she actually does walk to
She is.
school. Probably that
Dude,
far.
hey, she is. Yeah. And you know what? Oh, she comes out of that tent and she's like, you would expect somebody who lives in a tent to be like gross or nasty or, disheveled a little bit, but she's all pretty well put together. I'm like, she's got her
Yeah.
uniform on, her hair's brushed. No one knows that she lives in a
She's
tent
showing Bear Grylls
in the
how it can
forest.
be done. You don't have to be
Yeah, but you know what?
dirty to live in the forest.
Yeah, I don't know how she's doing everything else. What is she eating? Where does she use the restroom? Where does she shower? I don't know. But she's getting it
She's
done.
getting it
She's getting it
done.
done.
Uh,
Oh, by the way, of course we open up on her, I mean, or she's going to school and I'm like, yeah, of course she's in
yeah.
school. Of course she's in some sort of academy because that's what we do in these animes. We're in school and there are different kinds of kids there are all kinds of kids that are like either bullies or, sought after hunks.
The pretty
You
boys,
know,
the pretty guys.
You know, the other thing I saw that I thought was pretty funny is they're all wearing the same uniform except for the girls have different length dresses. Almost to
Yeah.
like almost reflect their character a little bit. Like
Yeah.
hers is short. Then there's a girl there that hers is like almost down to the floor. And there's a mid-length
Yeah.
one. I was like,
Yeah, think I think it's just like
is it just
for
she's got main
main
character
character
energy.
vibes.
Is that what it is?
I think
Yeah.
that's what it seems like. They like for like just their personalities as characters, like their clothing like depicts that a little bit. Because I know they do have winter and summer like uniforms and stuff like that too. Since Japan, like their school year is different compared to ours.
Okay, yeah. So the other thing too is that she's paying for this like academy, this school experience. Is that like a common thing, or am I just thinking like, oh, this is a private school, or
No,
is
there's some
this
like places where you could like pay a tuition. They're more typically like the more higher, better educated, more
mm-hmm,
pristine, I
mm-hmm.
guess would be the word, type schools that you would like pay for like a tuition to be at and stuff like that.
Okay. So she's getting a nice
She's
education
getting that
here.
nice
But
education. She getting that Elon
yeah, yeah.
Musk iPhone 27 education.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're yeah, because you could tell that they have nice facilities. That place is super nice and stuff. You know, actually, I'm jumping ahead. The very beginning of it, they show these animals all standing around in a circle. I don't know what's going on. She talks about a cat, the rat. I started looking at it and I was like, "Oh, snap. This is like I remember going, this might make some people like turn some people off, but I don't know much about Chinese
Yeah.
culture, but only thing I know about this is eating at a Chinese restaurant and they've got the little placemat. You remember the little plate,
The Chinese Zodiac.
the little red?
Yeah.
Yes. I remember like looking through it and I think I was maybe the year of the rat
Yeah, the rat.
maybe, or I don't remember. I just remember looking at my
Yeah.
date or looking at the month I'm born or the year too, the year and the month, and then that says what you
Yeah, yeah.
are.
It goes by the so like real quick. Chinese zodiac goes by the years. So it's like the 12 year
Mm-hmm.
cycle. I think it's like a 12 year cycle because there's 12 animals. So like every year, you get the year of the rat, year of the dog. Me, I was the
Mm-hmm.
year of
Mm-hmm.
the monkey. So that was my year.
Nice,
That's my
nice.
year.
Okay, so is this based off of some stuff? Like for real stuff, like Japanese mythological, you
Yeah,
know what
it's
I'm saying?
based.
Like is
So
it
like the
based off
basis of
of
this is based off the Chinese zodiac. So that's
the
yeah,
Chinese
like whenever.
zodiac?
So when we go in, she's walking through the forest, walking to school. She comes up upon the house, and she's like goes up to the porch because there's little painted rocks of the Chinese zodiac animals, and that's
Yeah.
where we meet our first hunk
What
of the series.
uh-huh. Is it's he's one of the Soma
Yeah,
brothers. Or are they a clan? Are they
it's
brothers?
like a
They're
clan.
brothers,
It's like
right?
a family
Or are they
clan type thing. Yeah,
okay. And what's his name? Because the other one is Yuki Soma. I didn't get the other
yeah.
guy's
His
name.
name is
Yuki
it's
Soma?
Yuki. There's Kyo, and there's I think Shugo. Hang on, let me double check.
And we meet
Yeah,
that one. I mean, yeah, we meet him later.
let's
Yeah,
see.
so we come up on I didn't list I did okay, I didn't watch this in the subtitles. I watched it in the dub. You already know, Jojo.
Already.
But I kind of want to know, does Yuki have this same kind of like breathy, sexy boy voice? He's all like kind of down here. And I'm like cool and sexy. And all the girls spawn
Yeah,
after him a little bit.
yeah. He does kind of. It's almost the
Right?
same tone from the
Okay.
English to the Japanese. Uh,
Okay, cool, cool. Because I'm like, he's putting this voice on. He's trying to be sexy. You know, come on. That ain't
yeah.
natural.
All right. Oh yeah, and the first guy's name is Shiguri. It's Shiguri. That's who it was. Shiguri
Shiguri. Okay,
Shoba.
so that's who
Yeah,
she meets. She meets him
yeah,
first. Yeah, and then I think they just end up. She ends up seeing the other brother because he's like just kind of telling her what that is,
yeah, yeah. Because he's
and then
just
they
yeah.
get to talking about
Because they
that.
start talking about it and explaining. Because she asks where the cat is, and they go into the
Hmm.
explanation of the backstory of her mom, explaining what happened with the cat and stuff like that. Which side note, I
Which, by the
did look
way,
that up,
go ahead.
and it
Uh-huh.
is that is one of the tales of why there isn't a Year of the Cat. 'Cause it was it's all based off the rat. So the rat had
Uh,
tricked the cat, or the cat had asked the rat to wake up whenever. So the story goes, back in the day, with the Jade Emperor, I believe, was going to assign the year to zodiacs, 12 zodiacs, and it
hmm
was going to be the first 12 animals to get there would be assigned. And so all the current animals that are there right now and the cat were all excited. And so the cat and the rat were best friends. And the cat knew he
hmm
was more or less lazy. because he slipped in a lot and
Okay.
stuff like that. And he asked the rat, like, "Hey, can you wake me up whenever it's time to go?" And the rat was like, "Yeah." But then I guess this is where we get the rat being a snitches and stuff like that, because the rat foils his plan and it's like, you know what? Forget this cat. I'm gonna go be first. So the rat's making his way, but there's a river, and he asks Ox. It's like, hey, can I get a ride with you? To get across. He's like, you could be first and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And the ox was like, oh yeah, I could give you a ride. And so he rides on the ox. They're riding up to the palace and stuff. Ox is happy because he's gonna be the first one in the zodiac sign. And then here comes the rat again, scheming, jumps off of the ox to be first in line of the zodiac. And then eventually the cat wakes up and realizes he's been left behind. He realizes the rat turned on him and betrayed him. And
Hmm.
lo and behold, that's why cats chase rats, is because of that first encounter. But that is why there's no cat in the
Oh,
zodiac. That's like the actual fable and tale you can look up online and stuff.
interesting. So do you think by knowing any of all the like the Zodiac stuff, it's gonna like enrich my viewing on this show?
I think
What do
so,
you
yeah,
think?
because
You,
I'm not gonna lie, like I grew up looking up all this stuff because my mom's like big into like the
hmm.
zodiac stuff and stuff. Like even like the Western
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
zodiacs, like all that stuff. Like my
The
mom was into that, so I just naturally like looked all that stuff up and stuff like that. And like when I
hmm,
first
hmm.
watched this, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, I remember that and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat getting to see
Okay.
like an anime that
They kind of
uses that type of stuff.
okay. I got one question for you, Joe Angel. Where does this show go off, get off, huh? Why are they trying to make me cry? Okay, why are they trying to make me feel things? Because you know what? I don't like it. Okay, how dare they try to manipulate me? Because I don't have feelings,
It makes
dude.
you
This show
cry.
it,
Tell you.
yeah, it's trying to make me cry. Like every step of the way, she's just like she's always kind of recalling her mother being alive, and it's all really sweet. Like it's everything is kind of like tender.
Yeah.
There's always like a little tender moments here where she's like recalling, she's in class and they're in like a home ec class and she's just like she's got friends sitting at her table and she's doing all the work because
Yeah.
she knows how to cook, she knows how to like be a homemaker because her mom was super great, and they flash back to her mom and her mom's like super
Yeah.
cool and she wants the best for her. This is why she's paying for school because her mom didn't get to go to school and she's like, you need to do
Yeah.
that. And
I
oh
want you to
my
be,
god, I'm gonna start crying
experience
again.
the things I didn't get to, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
her character too is just like showing like, because even they like later on the what's his name, Yuki, was it Yuki? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yuki.
Yuki talks about her like being so happy and joyful at school. Yeah, she was dealing with all this stuff and he like never would even thought like, oh man, like she doesn't seem like she's experienced all this stuff because she's always so like happy go lucky.
And she's putting on a front even though her mom passed away, and like her grandpa just put it straight up, just gave her up. Dude,
That
what's up with
grandpa's
that
just like,
grandpa, bro?
oh hey, yeah, I'm gonna be renovating the house because my daughter is gonna move in, but I'm gonna go
Yeah,
live with her, so you're on
uh,
your own type of stuff.
yeah. He was all like they try to make it sound like he
Yeah.
was being all sweet, like, hey, there's not really any room, so can you live in a tent
Yeah.
in the forest, maybe? I go, you know what? Hey, I don't want to be stereotypical, but let that be some
Nah.
Mexicans, bro.
Let
Okay.
that try to be semester.
Hey, we be
Oh
we'll
yeah,
make room. We'll make
but
room,
we
okay?
staying in the house.
Someone's yeah, if that was me, I'd be like, hey, nah, I'm staying. You know what? I'm
There you
sleeping in
go.
the hallway,
Yeah.
bro. Okay.
Like, we got the bathtub. I'll put mattress in the
uh,
bathtub.
hey, yeah, I got me a
But
water in bed now. I got me a water bed now. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna figure some stuff out.
oh yeah, we gonna
We
get it.
uh, what was the other thing? There was something that I was just like, I don't understand this technically, but is it real? And I don't know. This is all once again my ignorance, but eventually we come to find out, like, or the Soma clan brothers guys find out that she's living in a tent. They find her like walking off, getting into the tent after she's like had a long day of work, and then I think they had an interaction earlier, Ki and Torudo, and they kind of follow her. She's like, I need to like clean up a little bit. She's gonna go wash her face off at the river apparently.
Oh yeah.
And her tent gets covered up by the dirt, and they're like, hey, well, you know what, that our house is a mess, we need
Yeah.
somebody who can like clean up, how about you come stay with me? And they're living in the house, okay, so here it is. They get to a point where like, why don't you just come live with us?
Yeah.
I'll give you a key to the room, or a key to the house. And I'm
Yeah.
like, their walls are made out of paper. Am I, you know what I'm saying? Like they got that traditional, like, I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
it's so funny though, because even Yuki says like when they're talking about her staying there, he's like, "What's the problem? Like the doors have locks on them." Like
Yeah,
he's talking
yeah.
about
I'm
like,
like, bro, I could walk through your whole house, okay? Like, no, and not break stride. Like I could just
oh yeah,
like, but actually I wrote down, I was like, man, I'd love to live in a house with paper walls, dude. Like we can't do that in Texas, okay?
we
The
can't. No, we
wind,
can't.
the
Not right now.
rain.
It was 100 degrees like 2 weeks ago, and now it's like 45 right now.
Those paper walls are not holding up, son.
Nah,
But
that house is gonna be burning up in the summer.
it is, it is. Yeah, but I was like, man, what I wouldn't give to live in that paper house, man. So she's gonna move in. She's gonna move in, and she's gonna take care of the house.
Oh, which
I also,
real
mhm.
quick, by the way, backtrack a little bit. She has like no sense of like perception because they were following her and she didn't even like have a sense of like, oh wait, something's following me. Like she's just so like out of it.
Oh, yeah, dude, she's like a zombie.
Yeah.
She's like, as she's walking home from work, like she has an all. She's like working way too hard because they're
Oh
like
yeah.
two other janitor ladies that are working in this building, cleaning this, and she's doing all the work by herself. Like
Yeah,
as if
they're
she's
just
gonna,
chilling, drinking tea, letting her
yeah,
do all the work.
she's not gonna get any more money by working harder. Come on now.
No.
What are you doing? And so she's walking home like all slouched over and hunched over and like wore out. So she's too wore out and too tired to realize what's going on. She has to pay for school, and the girls are like that are standing around like, this place is expensive. Like this
Yeah.
place is super nice. There's got to be a cheaper school she could go to, man. Come on, like there's got to be. She's working a full-time job, living in a tent.
Living in a tent, dude.
But that
Hey, but she cares about that education, so she can do what she needs to do, doc.
she is doing it up. She's really doing it up. I don't understand. Okay, so like there's a point when they're gonna she's gonna move into the house, and they have the a classic it's behind moment. Yeah, do you know what I'm
It's
talking about?
behind.
It's behind. It's behind. It's always behind, bro. Like
It's
they're going up
always
the
behind, doc.
stairs. Was it Shiguri? What's his name? He
Shiguri, yeah, the old
is
guy,
taking her
yeah.
up this. Yeah, he's taking her up the stairs to go show her to her room. This is your room, and see in the back there on the tree, like way in the back, somebody's standing there, and I'm like, oh snap, that's freaky a little bit. I thought we were past this whole
Oh,
spooky
scary stuff.
spooky. We were past the spooky season. Lo and behold, it's one of the other clan guys. He flies through her roof and like smashes the hole through her room. I'm like, "Oh, great, like she had a roof over her head, and now this fool comes and smashes the roof off of her head.
Yeah.
It's legit funny. Like this show is actually like I laughed out loud a couple of times. Like I love the art style real quick.
Yeah,
Like
the art style's nice.
it's really like I wrote down like it's got really good lighting, really good lighting. All the lighting effects that they have on there are real soft and nice. Beautiful like directional light. There's also one thing that I really love, just like in artwork, just in general. They don't use any black lines. I don't know if you noticed this, but if you look at all like the characters and a lot of the stuff that's drawn, there's no like real like harsh black lines. Their dark
Yeah,
color is like a brownish, reddish looking dark color,
yeah,
and
it's more like there's no
it's
really hard black lines and stuff like that. It's
yeah,
more kind of like gives that
so
soft
it's
feel
kind of,
to it.
yeah, it really does. It really lends itself to that whole feeling and the whole like mystical, soft kind of sweetness to the whole show. Like the Stark line isn't there, which kind of lends itself to like, being a little bit more warm, I guess.
Yeah, warmer tone and stuff like that.
So
Brighter,
who's
a little bit too. Yeah.
who's the guy that like flies in through the ceiling? What's
So
that guy's
that
name?
is Kyo.
And so we kind of find out, like, I don't know, and it's a great cliffhanger, but he flies in, he's having an argument, he has a showdown with Yuki, and Yuki and this, I don't know, brother, other part of the clan comes in, and they're about to get into it, and Toru is like, no, this ain't happening. She tries to stop it or tries to break it up, and then poof, orange Cheeto dust flies everywhere, Joe Angel.
Orange Cheetah just flies all over the place.
Come to find out, he's the cat. He's the cat. Is this what we're talking about? Is he the cat? And this is why he and
Yeah,
Yuki don't get along, because he's the rat. Come to find
yeah,
out, Yuki is the rat, and this troublemaking brother or clan guy is the cat.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
then who is the other brother comes in and like stumbles in on this whole thing, and then poof, come to find out, is he the dog?
He's the dog.
He's the dog. And I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Does she have like a special, does she got those rogue powers? You know how on X-Men Rogue can touch somebody
Excellent.
and
Oh yeah,
or is it just
touch me.
the touch in general by anybody? It turns them back into their zodiac. Is that what they turn into zodiac
So,
animals?
so on that part, what it is if they get touched by a member of the opposite sex, like how she hugged them and stuff,
Uh-huh.
they turn into their respective zodiac animals. So,
Okay,
like
so
when we backtrack and stuff like that, when they're talking about Yuki, like the girls at school, and they're talking about like, there's a scene where they talk about a girl trying to hug him, and he like pushed her off of him. That was
yeah.
why. Is because if she would have hugged him, he would have turned into a rat, and that would have caused like a whole bunch of problems
Uh,
at school for him and stuff like
it
that.
would have been a scene. It would have been a scene, Joe Angel, if
Oh,
somebody would
it
have
would
turned
definitely would have been a scene
if
at
s-
the school.
if somebody turned into a rat in front of me at school, there's gonna be a lot of
Oh,
questions.
it's the reverse of kissing the frog and turning into a prince. He hugged the prince and he turns into a rat.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I like this show a lot. It's what you called did you call it a show
Shoujo, yeah. So that's like the
shoujo?
demographics is shoujo. Genre would be kind of like slice of life, romance
The,
styled, type stuff. Um,
we have a female protagonist, like she's the
Female
main
protagonist.
character.
Yep.
She's our
Yeah,
main
yeah. Shoujo's
character.
all about like kind of like not really. Well, it's more like love story, more romance style stuff, but it's
Mm-hmm.
more like the lighthearted stuff. You
Yeah.
know, kind of like deals with a lot of female characters or deals with a lot of male characters, but it's more of that kind of warm, kind of slice of life type stories
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
versus where Shonen was all about fighting and getting stronger and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, this is like I mean, not technically all day-to-day stuff, but it's a little bit more like, yeah, it's a little bit more grounded. There's some like real life things kind of happening a little bit besides them turning into rats and cats and stuff.
Besides turning into animals,
Yeah, besides that. And living in a tent down by the
living in
river.
tents and in the forest.
You know, I was waiting, Joe Angel. I was waiting because you know what, before we started this whole thing, we did like a little test run and we
Yeah,
watched a slice of life show,
yeah.
and I don't think you thought I received it very well because I wasn't ready for it. Like I wasn't ready for, hey, this is just a regular old, like this is almost like Grey's Anatomy or like
Yeah. This is crazy. That this is all my children type stuff.
yeah, it's like, you know, like a young girl goes to the bakery and grabs, you know, a muffin, and that's the
I'm
whole
muffin.
episode.
That's the whole story.
And you just thought, well, you know what? Sal's not ready for this slice of life stuff because this is like real anime stuff. This is like,
Yeah,
you
just getting
know,
into it.
just it's just like it's like a simple, I don't know, like mystical story with this girl. And I mean, it's fun. It's super fun and funny and sweet. And it wasn't boring, you know, like if you would think, if like the way I guess some people would think a like a slice of life show would be.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's not boring. Like it's not slow paced either. Like before
No,
you
no,
know
it's
it,
not.
like the episode's already over. Before you know it, it's like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Didn't we just start? We just got into this.
It was really fast, and that cliffhanger is great because they all like
Oh yeah.
poof turn into animals, and she's like, "What the
What?
heck?" And then it just cuts. I was like, "Oh, dude, what a perfect
It's that
cliffhanger."
hard cut.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, the music is super great on this.
Oh yeah.
Once again, I like, you know, it's supposed to be sweet, so you got these like sweet little like background music moments when she's thinking about her mom or when nothing's really happening, she's just kind of looking around. It's like really the music is really touching. Like I never felt like it never felt out of place. I thought it was
No,
super good.
yeah, the musical composition on like this episode, it was like done really well with the scenes and stuff like that. Not like other animes we watched where it felt kind of out of place or it felt like it was
Yeah.
just I don't think that needed music. Like they
Yeah,
did
yeah.
really well with the placement of the compositions and stuff like
hmm
that.
Once again, I really do love this like art style too. The animation is really it feels really top notch. It doesn't feel like they cut any corners either.
Nah, they do not.
And
Was
okay, so I don't remember was there even an opening song on this one? I don't think there was but there probably is on the second one.
so now we're gonna get into a little bit of the background on this when it comes to all that stuff.
Okay, okay.
So all of this came from a manga, of course.
Uh-huh.
Always. And the manga was by Natsuki Takaya.
Mm-hmm.
That was the writer and the illustrator for the original manga. And this manga came back all the way in July of 1998.
Dang,
And
bro.
it ran all the way to November of 2006.
Wow.
So this
That's
is an old
really?
story.
I mean, yeah, it seems kind of timeless, really, honestly. There's not anything that really kind of dates it either. Like it doesn't feel like,
Nah.
I mean, they're just
Well, that's the
kids at
thing too,
school.
because as like when we talked about it, and I showed you which one to watch
Mm-hmm.
because there actually it was a previous anime adaptation that came out in July of 2001 and ran all the way till December 2001, and
Oh.
that was more of like the old school style of it. Like you could tell there's a huge difference between what we watched and the
Mm-hmm.
2001 version. Because like the background on the 2001 version was more of that kind of watercolor style, you know,
Mm-hmm.
type
Okay,
background, and then characters drawn in there.
there were I think, I don't know if it was done intentionally, but there were some like kind of watercolory wash
Yeah,
moments on this. Like that's part of some of the art style in it a little bit.
yeah,
Not as much, but it was kind of like a nice little, it
nice
was
little
part of
touch.
the,
Yeah,
yeah, nice little touch. Maybe it was a little bit of a throwback, maybe a little bit, but it looked
yeah,
cool.
yeah. But so the reason why there's two different adaptations, the updated reboot one, since basically the first series came out while the manga was still going,
Hmm.
they kind of got deviated and stuff like that from the ending, and so they came out with the second series, which was the one we watched. That came out in April of 2019 and ran all the way till June of 2021.
Oh, wow.
That one has this one that we watched, this second series, it has 3 seasons with a
Hmm.
total of 63 episodes. So with that, like they were on this second series, they were able to get more like in depth with the characters, more in tune with the manga and the story, since they had the whole manga story to draw from. And it's actually compared to the 2001 version. This version is a little more kind of darker per se, as far as getting into the whole background of the characters, like the whole dealing with the death, dealing with the torment, dealing with
Yeah.
like the speculation and stuff like that. Like this series goes more into that versus the 2001 version, which 2001 version was a bit more comical as far as like
Interesting.
the tone of it and stuff. It was a little bit more comedic, a little bit more lighthearted. It didn't get as like in depth or as dark as this
The new
second
one.
series did. But
Uh,
it was still good because I remember watching, because I watched the original, the 2001
okay.
version.
I
I
was
watched
just
that
about to
one all the
ask.
way through. Yeah. So and I really liked that one. And so like I know I enjoyed this one.
Interesting. So I mean, I guess they have their own feel, so you couldn't really say which one's better than the other.
Yeah, yeah, they have their own things. Like I said, the 2001 just it has that nostalgia, like that old style, old kind of early 2000s drawn style and stuff like that. A little bit more comedic. But I do like this second one too, as well, with the updated graphics, with actually getting more in depth with the characters' backgrounds and stuff. I like that aspect of it. That they're able to have time to bring or give those characters more life than the other version did.
Yeah, I'm guessing because it was a shorter kind of stint that they probably
Yeah.
just kind of rushed through it a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of rushed. Like I said, they kind of deviated from the manga just because it was released while it was being made.
Hmm.
But other than that, I like the 2001 version too, as well as this one. An interesting fact too, with the voice actors, at least for the English cast,
Uh-huh.
they were basically able to get the majority of the main characters from the 2000 version on this new version.
So
So
they
on the
came back
English
and
side, they were able
re-recorded.
to grab the same voice actors from the old version and voice this version. So like all the three characters we meet in this episode were all the
Uh-huh.
same voice actors from the other one.
Dude, I was gonna say, I mean, I know I was making fun of, Yuki's voice as being like a sexy, sexy boy, a husky, sexy
Yeah.
boy voice. But I like them all. Like they're really funny, like when they need to be, and also like sweet when they need to be. Like
Yeah. They
it.
do a really good job on this one.
Hmm.
But cool thing too. So like when we get into the music and stuff. So on the 2001 version, with the opening song and the ending song, depending on which one you watch, if you
Hmm.
watch the Japanese dubbed version, you'll get the Japanese recording of the intros, which the intro
Oh.
song was called For Fruits Basket. And the Japanese version was done by Ritsuko Ozaki.
Hmm.
And they if you watch the English dub, there's an English version of the song that was done by Meredith McCoy,
Interesting.
and
Yeah.
she actually plays one of the characters that'll be introduced later on in the series for the first series. And then the ending song on that one is called Shisana Inori,
Hmm.
and that is by Laura Bailey, who voices Toru. So it's Toru's voice actor who does the English version of the song
What?
for the ending on the first
That
series.
that's not a common thing, is it? Like for the person who to sing the song and be in the show? That's
Not really, no. But
uh,
that's what I thought. That's like a neat thing about the 2001 version is that they
uh
got the voice actors for the English versions to sing the intro and the outro song.
I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever done that. I mean, maybe what's his name from Twilight, and he was singing
Twilight.
songs on
Oh
what's his name?
yeah.
Edward Cullen was the last
Oh,
person I know
Edward Cullen. Hey,
is
he's
singing.
Batman now, bro.
Yeah, he didn't sing the Batman song. He should have.
But
Batman. Da-na-na. Okay.
but yeah, they did get Toru's voice actor back for this newer one that we watched, and
Well,
they actually changed up the songs too. So for the newer version, the first intro song's called "Again" by Beverly, and then the ending song is called "Lucky Ending" by Vic Blanca. So we get the ending song on this one, but we won't get the opening song until the second episode. But in the
yeah.
2001 version, you get the intro and the outro song on the first episode.
Okay, so I was wondering that because I was like, man, this just started, but I feel like that's happened once or twice when we watched another anime where
Yeah.
they just start the show and then you're like, all right, we'll give you the intro song on the next episode,
Yeah.
before we start. So
Yeah,
I was
some of
like,
them
where's
had just a
my,
straight opening, and it's like, we're
hmm
just gonna get into it real quick, and then second episode we'll give you the song.
yeah. Okay, let's go back even further. And let's not even talk about the anime we just watched. Let's talk about uh we watched Sailor Moon. We watched Sailor
Yeah,
Moon. We watched the original one, and then there's
yeah,
like a newer version.
yeah,
That's just like a reanimation of the older one, not like this where they just like they came back and like refleshed it out, right?
yeah,
Am I
yeah.
wrong?
They
Do
yeah,
you
well
do you
they yeah
know?
that so Sailor Moon Crystal they refleshed it out, so it's kind of like how this is,
Mm-hmm.
how like the drawing and the style of this was.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the Sailor Moon Crystal looks. Like it's that
Okay.
graded. Like
It,
the lines are different. The style
uh-huh.
is different.
Uh-huh.
Like even if you look like the difference between how Usagi's drawn and the old one versus
Uh-huh.
the Crystal one, you could tell like, oh yeah, she seems like more taller and
Uh-huh.
more.
Uh-huh.
The lines aren't as harsh. It feels more warmer and brighter on
Mm-hmm.
Sailor Moon
Mm-hmm.
Crystal than it does on Sailor Moon.
Yeah, because those old
And
ones
so
are kind of like it's a little gritty. It's a little in a
yeah,
good
it
way.
was just yeah, which was just the style back then.
Yeah. Okay, and real quick, before we end this, because we're getting kind of late in the game here.
Yeah,
In the original Sailor Moon, there was one thing, and I think I talked about this in I mean, a couple episodes ago when we brought up like animes that I've continued to watch. But in
yeah,
Sailor Moon, the original one, she does the same move over and over again. You know, you know what I'm talking about? Like they just like
Yeah,
they copy and paste the same little.
copy and paste. Like, hey, sometimes you gotta save on that budget, man.
They
Animation
do.
gets pricey after a while.
It does. It's fine. I get it, but then eventually she's just like, "I'm Sailor Moon, and I'm here to punish you, you son of a gun." Do they do that in the new one where they're just like copying and pasting that, or is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh
about.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't
Let's
know.
see.
I don't
I haven't gotten that
remember.
far in the crystal yet.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna go back and watch Sailor Moon, the new one,
the new
because
one.
I watched quite a bit of the old one, and I was like, they're gonna keep using the
Yeah.
same animation. All right. Anyway, back to this one. I
Alright.
love the freaking show. I don't know where the cliffhanger got me. It was really smartly written. It was funny. It looks really pretty. It's also heartfelt. You know,
Oh yeah.
they did all the really good stuff. There wasn't like they kind of teased some of the stuff about like what the Zodiac was and kind of leaving it up in the air.
Yeah.
Just enough for you to kind of like, wet your beak and
Just to
kind
grab
of
your attention and like bring you in. Like, hey, I want to
yeah.
get more into this, especially if
No.
you know about like the Chinese zodiac too. If you're like,
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
have knowledge and interest in that, the show is a pretty good one for you to watch.
Not too much exposition. It was really fun. But
So fun
ultimately, so fun to what that they made a live action Joe Angel. Do they make live actions of these kind of animes, these
so
shoujo slice of life?
for your live action, we haven't gotten a show yet. We
Mhm.
haven't gotten a movie yet, but we
Mhm.
do have a stage play of it.
A stage play.
A stage play of
What?
this.
It's on Broadway, dude. Oh.
It's on Broadway, dog. It's called Fruits. It's called Baskets the stage.
That's it. So
That's it.
original.
And it came. Yeah, it came out. It came out last year. So the production play came out in March of 2020, and
Mhm.
there's also so they have a sequel coming out to it too called Fruits Baskets the stage the second season, which is scheduled to come out in last month of 2023.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, is it just like one like show, or is it like a continuous show that you go like? Are there parts to the show? You know what I'm saying, or is it just
I
because
think it
I
was
was
like a continuous because when it first came out, it ran for like 2 weeks, and
uh-huh
then they did another one which came out last month. I saw the trailer
uh-huh.
for it for the announcement for the second season, and it actually looked pretty cool. Like it looked good. Like
It
the actors they got playing on stage, playing the
hmm
characters, it looked really good. So I'm gonna try and
Are
see if I
they
can scope out and see if I can find it, a recording of it.
that'll be interesting, like to kind of like see them like go from a human person to an animal and what that's gonna look like on stage. Like, is there
Oh
some
yeah,
sort of magic happening on stage? Because they do that in what's that one? Phantom of the Opera. They use a little bit of magic to kind of like transitions and stuff like
yeah.
that from he's there and then he's not there.
They got
Puffs
that
of
stage magic.
smokes. Yeah, they got that stage magic. Like I wonder if that's how it goes. I mean, this is only happening in where's this showing in Japan
In Japan.
somewhere or
Yeah, yeah, it's all in
yeah.
Japan. Yeah,
Like
hopefully it could get popular enough to come over here to the States because it really is like a popular series. Like they got like a lot of merch and stuff like that. Uh
mm.
like a huge like I said, it was like a big anime when it came out.
Dude, I'm gonna see if I could try to get my community theater here in Texas to do this. Like I want
Oh
somebody
yeah.
to
Bruh.
put on a local show with with a shoestring budget. I want to watch
Guys, we're
this.
taking this to the Paramount. Come on.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see this at my local high school. Uh,
Oh, all right. Well, getting towards the end of our episode. So,
mhm.
how many zodiacs are you trying to collect on this
Okay.
one?
Okay, I'm gonna get the let me see here, the snake,
The snake.
the bull. Is there a bull? There's a rat. There's
Is
a
there-
there's a monkey. Wait, hold on. How many are there?
There's
Can you name
12,
them?
12 animals, 12
There's
zodiacs.
12 zodiacs. Okay. I'm gonna give it like out of 12, I'm gonna go 10. No, I'm gonna go 11.
11.
10 or 11. 10 or 11. I really liked it, dude. Like it's really like I wrote down, I don't even know what I wrote down here. I just wrote ha ha ha. You know? That's one of my notes in all caps. I don't know, somewhere near the end, I laughed out loud, and I wrote that down, and I meant to write down why I was laughing, but I totally forgot. But like,
You're laughing too much to write it down.
yeah, it's just super enjoyable, man. I think I'm gonna add it to the watch list, especially because once again, you say there's only like 3 seasons right now. I'm guessing that's
Yeah.
like what 20 something episodes per season.
Yeah.
It's
It's about,
it's
so the first two, season 1 and season 2 are 25, and then the third season's 13. So,
Yeah, I mean, it feels it's a good departure. It really feels like I could like sit down, have some popcorn, or as you know, as our unofficial sponsor of the show, my
unofficial
Takis
sponsor, Guacamole
guacamole.
Takis.
I'm gonna sit down, have my guacamole Takis, and watch me some Fruits Basket. Man, it's pretty good. I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you got it, guys. We got our fruits baskets, we got our Takis, and we're ready to go and watch this anime. All right, well, that's all the time we got for the day. Once again, thank you for joining us on this episode. Let us know in the comments what your zodiac is. Let us know if you're
Ooh.
a rat. Let us know if you're an ox. Let us know if you're a dog. Let us know if you think the rat did the cat wrong in the comments. And also, don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime Me Pod, where we upload clips of our upcoming episodes. And you can also contact us there too if you want to like say, hey, check out this anime, or if you have any thoughts on what you thought the episode was, things like that. You can contact us on there and just give us a like, give us a follow.
Yeah, let us know what we missed.
Yeah, let us know what we missed. Let us know if everything we say is right.
Hmm.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.